Let us do one application. The question is like this: a magnetic field four into 10 power minus 3 k cap Tesla exerts a force four I cap plus 3 j cap into 10 power minus 10 newtons on a particle having a charge ten power minus 9 coulombs and moving in xy plane and moving in xy plane. Find the velocity of particle. Find the velocity of particle. This is the question to us. So, what is given to us? Strength of magnetic field they gave 4 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla. Force due to magnetic field 4 I cap plus 3 j cap into 10 power minus 10 newtons. Charge on the particle 10 power minus 9 coulombs. Particle is moving in xy plane. Velocity of the particle. What is the velocity of the particle? This is the question mark. What is the relationship between them? Particle is moving in which plane? Xy plane. Hence we can say velocity of the particle as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. There is x component as well as y component. Force due to magnetic field is given by Q into V bar cross B bar. Q into V bar cross B bar. First let me calculate V bar cross B bar. V bar cross B bar means Vx I cap plus Vy j cap cross magnetic field is 4 into 10 power minus 3 k cap Tesla. Here two procedures you can follow. The simple procedure is I j k Vx Vy z component is 0 in case of velocity vector. In case of magnetic field, no x component, no y component, only 4 into 10 power minus 3 z component k cap is available. If you expand the determinant I cap Vy into 4 into 10 power minus 3 minus 0 minus j cap into Vx into 4 into 10 power minus 3 minus 0 plus k cap into 0 minus 0. This is the expansion. You want Q into V bar cross B bar, that is I cap into 4 into 10 power minus 3 Vy into Q value they gave it as 10 power minus 9. Similarly, minus j into 4 into 10 power minus 3 into Vx into 10 power minus 9. This is nothing but force due to magnetic field. This is nothing but force due to magnetic field. As per the situation or problem, 4i plus 3j into 10 power minus 10 should be equal to 4 into 10 power minus 12 Vy I cap minus 4 into 10 power minus 12 Vx j cap. If you compare coefficient of I here and here, you will have 4 is equal 4 into 10 power minus 10 must be equal to 4 into 10 power minus 12 Vy. So 4 gets cancelled. Vy is equal to 10 square. This 10 power minus 12 will become plus 12. So 10 square. Similarly, if you compare j coefficients, 3 into 10 power minus 10 must be equal to minus 4 into 10 power minus 12 Vx. So Vx is equal to minus 3 by 4 into 10 square. That is nothing but 10 square means 100, 100 by 4 means 25, so minus 75. Finally, V bar is given by Vx I cap minus 75 I cap plus 10 square means 100, 100 j cap. This is the required answer. The answer for the question we calculated as minus 75 I cap plus 100 j cap. The basic idea of this problem is just we should know what is force experienced by a charged particle in magnetic field, that is Q into V bar cross V bar, and also we should know how to expand the cross product. By knowing these two values, you can calculate the required answer. Let us move to one more application. Here, question says a regular polygon of n sides is formed by bending a wire of length two pi r, 2 pi capital R, which carries a current I. Find the magnetic field at the center of polygon. This is a simple question. So there is a polygon of n sides. Polygon means It might be a triangle, it might be a rectangle, it might be a pentagon, hexagon, septagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon. So we don't know the number of sides. Solution. Let me take a polygon. Like this. Here, length of each side. Total length is 2 pi r divided into n segments. So length of each segment is L. L is given by 2 pi r by n. We need to find the strength of magnetic field at the center. If it carries a current I, let I is the strength of current passing through it. The same current is passing through the entire wire. If I join the edges of a particular segment like this, and if I draw a perpendicular onto this, here is an angle alpha. Obviously, this angle is also alpha. Will you agree? Both the angles are identical or different? Both the angles are obviously identical or different? Obviously, it's a regular polygon this side. Regular polygon means all the sides are having identical length. So identical length. So this part is L by 2, this part is L by 2. So these two angles are equal. These two angles are equal. Now, let me calculate alpha value. Let me calculate alpha value. In order to calculate alpha value, we should apply basic trigonometry here. You know that the complete angle at the center is 2 pi. That 2 pi is divided into n sides. And again, each side is providing 2 alpha at the center. So the 2 alpha must be equal to total angle 2 pi divided by n sides divided by n sides. Then alpha is given by pi by n. Alpha is given by pi by n. This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. You have a formula. If there is a conductor carrying current I at a distance d from the conductor, if the angles made by it are alpha and beta, the strength of magnetic field is mu naught I by four pi d into sin alpha plus sin beta. Mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin alpha plus sin beta. Mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin alpha plus sin beta. Here, in this case, alpha and beta are identical. So B can be written as mu naught I by, here D is the separation from here to here, 2 sin alpha it becomes, 2 will go. So mu naught I by 2 pi d into sin alpha is the strength of magnetic field due to one portion of the or one side of the polygon. So magnetic field due to one side, let it be B dash. B dash is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi d. D is the separation from the center of the polygon to the center of the side. Sin alpha means pi by n. Sin alpha means pi by n. I need d value. I need d value. So how to calculate d? In order to calculate d, let me take cot alpha here. What is cot alpha? It's a right angle triangle. Cot alpha means adjacent side by opposite side. Adjacent side is d. Here, so d is given by L by 2 cot alpha. Already we calculated alpha as pi by n. So L by 2 cot pi by n. L by 2 cot pi by n. Now the strength of magnetic field due to a single side of a polygon is given by mu naught I by 2 pi. In the place of d, I should write L by 2 cot pi by n sin pi by n. So 2 gets cancelled. Cot pi by n can be written as cos pi by n by sin pi by n. You can take that sin pi by n to the numerator. It may become sin square pi by n by cos pi by n. Even in that way also you can write. This is the magnetic field due to a single portion. Due to right hand thumb rule, magnetic field is out of the paper. Magnetic field is out of the paper due to this conductor, due to this conductor, due to this, every conductor. So net magnetic field B is given by, there are n sides, each side is providing B dash, n B dash. So n into mu naught I by pi L sin pi by n by cot pi by n into mu naught I by pi L n into mu naught I by pi L already we know that L is equal to 2 pi r by n, that also you substitute it here. So the net field is given by n mu naught I by pi into, in the place of L, 2 pi r by n I can write. So you can write it as cos by sin, that sin will go up, sin square pi by n by cos pi by n. Now this n will go up, so n square mu naught I by 2 pi square r sin square pi by n by cos pi by n. So that is the solution for the question. Here, this formula can also be expressed as mu naught I by 2r into sin pi by n by pi by n whole square. If you observe this n square, if it comes to the denominator, it is pi by n whole square by cos pi by n. So this is the solution for this problem. Similar model question, one of our student asked me through WhatsApp. I would like to explain the solution. The question, it is like this. The question says, a polygon shaped wire is inscribed in a circle, is inscribed in a circle of radius r. The magnetic induction at the center of the polygon when current flows through the wire is I. They gave 4 options to us. They gave 4 options to us. First option is mu naught Ni by 2 pi r tan 2 pi by n. Second option, mu naught Ni by 2 pi r tan 4 pi by n. Third option, mu naught Ni by 2 pi r tan pi by n. Fourth option, mu naught Ni by 2 pi r tan pi by n square. These are the options given to us. So, if you read the question carefully, a polygon shaped wire is inscribed in a circle of radius r. Magnetic induction at the center of the polygon when the current flows through the wire is I. And one more point here, what is n? N is the number of sides of polygon. That also they should mention. N is number of sides of polygon. So there is a circle. The circle is having radius r. There is a polygon inscribed in it. Here is a polygon inscribed in it. Let me take the side of the polygon as L. Let me take the side of the polygon as L. This polygon carries a current I. The same current is passing through each the side. Number of sides of the polygon is n. N is the number of sides of polygon. As this is r, this distance is also r, so I need this distance d. You know that due to symmetry, this angle and this angle both are equal. Then it is L by 2, this part is also L by 2. Cot alpha is adjacent side by opposite side, L by 2. Then D is equal to L by 2 cot alpha. The total angle in the circle is 2 pi. 2 pi is divided by n sides. So this total angle 2 alpha is given by 2 pi by n. 2 gets cancelled, alpha is equal to pi by n. Then D is equal to L by 2 cot pi by n. L by 2 cot pi by n. Because of this current carrying wire, if you want the magnetic field here, the magnetic field is out of the paper. The magnetic field is out of the paper. Not only because of this side, with every side, the magnetic field is out of the paper. With respect to single side, the magnetic field is given by mu naught I by 4 pi d sin alpha plus sin beta. This is the general formula. Here alpha and beta both are identical. So here the strength of the current is mu naught I by 4 pi d into 2 sin alpha. This is because of single wire. Because of all the wires, net magnetic field is n times of B dash. That is n into mu naught I by 4 pi d into 2 sin alpha. Already we calculated alpha value. We calculated D value. Let me substitute these two. Mu naught Ni by 4 pi. In the place of D, I should write L by 2 cot pi by n into 2 sin alpha is pi by n. Alpha is pi by n. Here we introduced the length of a particular side as L. They did not give L value. So, how to calculate L? In the answer, in the sense, if you see any of the option, answer is given in terms of R. What is the relationship between R and L? If you take tan alpha here, or sin alpha you take better. Sin alpha is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, L by 2R. So, L can be replaced with 2R sin alpha. L can be replaced with 2R sin alpha. This 2 will go for 2 times. Mu naught Ni by 2 pi. In the place of L, I should write 2R sin alpha you can write cot alpha as, cot pi by n as cos pi by n by sin pi by n. Otherwise, you write like this. This 2 and this 2 also gets cancelled. Again, alpha means pi by n. Alpha means pi by n. So this and this gets cancelled. Alpha means pi by n. So net magnetic field is given by mu naught Ni by 2 pi r. 1 by cot theta is tan theta, tan pi by. So which option is matched with our solution? This one, mu naught Ni by 2 pi r into tan pi by n. So that is the solution for the question asked by one of our student. Similarly, we can solve any problem. Here the basic idea is you should know about basic trigonometry along with our electromagnetism concept. According to electromagnetism, this formula I am using. According to basic trigonometry, all these ideas I incorporated, and finally I come to a conclusion with the solution mu naught Ni by 2 pi r into tan pi by n. So third option is the right option for this question. Similarly, one more question asked by our classmates we are going to discuss now. This question is based on strength of force between parallel conductors carrying current. The question says 3 long straight and parallel wires carrying currents as shown in figure are arranged as shown in figure. There are 3 wires. The first wire is carrying 15 amperes. The second wire is carrying 50 amperes. The third wire is carrying only 10 amperes. The separation between the first 2 wires is X. Separation between the second 2 wires is 15 minus X. And they named the wires as ABC. This is wire A, wire B, wire C. The wire C, which carries a current 50 amperes, is so replaced that it experiences no force. The distance of C from A is the wire C, which carries a current of 50 amperes is so replaced that it experiences no force. It experiences no force. Then distance of C from A wire is, four options they gave: 9 centimeters, 7 centimeters, 5 centimeters, D 3 centimeters. So this is the question which I need to solve now. First of all, let us try to understand the question. There are three conductors A, B, C. A is carrying 15 amperes, B is carrying only 10 amperes, C is carrying 50 amperes. The wire C, which carries a current of 50 amperes, is so replaced that it experiences no force. It experiences no force. That means force experienced by wire C is 0. Net force on C is equal to 0. Net force on wire C is 0. Actually, whenever there are two current carrying wires carrying currents in the same direction, they will attract each other. So wire C gets a force from A in this direction. The same wire C gets a force because of B in this direction. These two attract each other, FCB. These two attract each other with FCA. But net force acting on it is 0, means these two must be identical to one another. FCA must be equal to FCB. Here is a formula: force per unit length is equal to mu naught I by mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi d. Force per unit length between parallel conductors carrying current. Already we discussed this: mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi d. Here D is the separation between the conductors. This is the force experienced per unit length. Based on this, mu naught, first conductor is carrying current 15 amperes, second conductor is carrying 50 amperes, by 2 pi, separation is x. That must be equal to mu naught 50 into 10 by 2 pi into 15 minus x. Mu naught 2 pi gets cancelled. So if you cross multiply, even 50 gets cancelled. 15 into 15 minus x is equal to 10x. 2 times, 3 times. 45 minus 3x is equal to 2x. 45 is equal to 5x. X is equal to 9 centimeters. So the distance of wire C from A is 9 centimeters. So very simple solution for the given question. This problem is on the basis of force between parallel conductors carrying current. This problem is on the basis of force between parallel conductors carrying current. We discussed this formula. Once you go through the derivation of this formula, and this is a simple application based on that particular formula. I hope I reached you. Now we will discuss one more problem. The question is like this. Two wires AO and OC. Carry equal currents. I as shown in figure. Angle AOC is equal to theta. Find the magnitude of magnetic field. Find the magnitude of magnetic field at the point P. On the bisector of angle theta, and the bisector of angle theta at a distance r from O. At a distance r from O. Assume that the other ends of both wires are extended to infinity. Assume that the other ends of both wires extended to infinity. This is the question. So the figure is AOOC. AO extended to infinity, OC also extended to infinity. This is the angle between them. If you take the angular bisector, on this angular bisector there is a point P which is located at a distance r from O, which is located at a distance r from O. We need to find the magnitude of magnetic field at this point. We need to find the magnitude of magnetic field at this point. We already know that if there is a wire, extended to infinity on both sides, because of this infinite wire at this point, what is the magnetic field? Because of the finite wire, mu naught I by 4 pi d sin alpha plus sin beta. Mu naught I by 4 pi d sin alpha plus sin beta. The angles are alpha and beta here. Wire extended to infinity means alpha tends to pi by 2, beta also tends to pi by 2, then sin pi by 2 plus sin pi by 2, B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi d. That is the general formula. But here, this point is located at a distance r. Okay, that A is here. If I draw a perpendicular onto this point from OA, length of the perpendicular is d, and this angle is theta by 2. You know the trigonometric ratio. Which trigonometric ratio is suitable means here sin theta by 2. Sin theta by 2 is opposite side by hypotenuse. Then the perpendicular distance is r sin theta by 2. Then the perpendicular distance is r sin theta by 2. One end of the wire is making an angle theta by 2 here. The other end is extended to infinity. If I take this angle as alpha, if I take this angle beta, here beta tends to pi by 2 because it is extended to infinity. Alpha value is pi by 2 minus theta by 2 or 90 minus theta by 2. As per the general formula, the strength of the magnetic field because of the first one, OA, is given by mu naught I by, as this current, it is carrying current I, they said. I is the strength of current carry. Mu naught I by 4 pi d sin alpha plus sin beta. Mu naught I by 4 pi. D value I calculated as r sin theta by 2. Sin alpha value pi by 2 minus theta by 2. Beta tends to pi by 2. Beta tends to pi by 2. It is mu naught I by 4 pi r sin theta by 2. Sin 90 minus theta is cos theta. Cos theta by 2 plus sin 90 is 1. 1 plus cos theta by 2. This field is out of the paper. As the current is going like this, according to right hand thumb rule, this field is out of the paper. B bar due to OA is given like this. B bar due to OC. Here current is going like this, it is also out of the paper. The same argument. Again you may draw perpendicular here. Again you may take the distance as d. This angle is theta by 2. Everything is same. So BOC is given by mu naught I by 4 pi r sin theta by 2 into 1 plus cos theta by 2. Net field at P, it is also out of the paper. It is also out of the paper. B net is 2 times of this. 2 mu naught I by 4 pi r sin theta by 2 into 1 plus cos theta. This will go for 2 times. If you want to further simplify this, one plus cos theta can be written as cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta minus 1. So 1 plus cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta. 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. But here we require 1 plus cos theta by 2. That is 2 cos square theta by 4. 2 cos square theta by 4. So you can write it as mu naught I by 2 pi r sin theta by 2, 2 cos square theta by 4. 2 gets cancelled. The final answer is mu naught I by you can write the denominator Sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta cos theta. Sin theta is 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. But we require sin theta by 2. It can be written as 2 sin theta by 4 cos theta by 4. So even denominator you can write it as 2 sin theta by 4 cos theta by 4. Cos theta by 4 and square gets cancelled. So net magnetic field is B net bar is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r, mu naught I by 2 pi r cot theta by 4, cot theta by 4, out of the paper, out of the paper. This is the solution for the question. Here this little trigonometric simplification you need to learn, then it is very, very easy. I hope you followed the solution. Once again, you check each and every formula as we discussed here. They are very, very simple. Based on the formula, you just try to get the answer for the given question. Thank you.